My guest tonight, of course, a hilarious comedian and a cast member on Saturday Night Live. Please welcome the very funny Heidi Gardner. Hey, Heidi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, Conan?
I'm doing really well. Thanks so much for being here. I love your work, and I have to say I'm getting a lot of points from my daughter and my daughter's friends because they adore you.
Okay, that feels good. That feels like genuine points for me.
No, it really does. They could care less about anything I'm ever up to because, obvious reasons. I'm 95 years old, but they adore, and they were really excited that I was talking to you today. And I think a cat just creeped up behind you.
I thought all the cats had exited the room. I apologize.
No, don't apologize. What's the cat's name?
This is Tweaky.
Tweaky.
Yes.
As in someone's a little tweaky because they've been on meth for a while, that kind of tweaky?
Exactly.
Well, you have a lovely way with animals.
I know.
I'd ask you a question. I did some research on you, and you were a hairstylist before you got into comedy.
I was.
And do you still do it? Do you still work on people's hair? And I'm asking for a reason. I've grown mine out. As you can see, it's really, there we go.
It's got a flop.
It's got a flop. Is that what the technical term is? It's a flop?
Well, you know what I would actually say the technical term is? And the last time I cut hair was last year, pre-quarantine. I gave my husband a haircut, and I gave him the Brendan Fraser mummy cut. And I think that's what you have right now.
This is what it is? This is the Brendan Fraser mummy cut?
Yes, because it's it was kind of a bowl, but, center part, yours is a little off center, but it kind of did that little mushroom to the sides, which was cool in 97 or 8.
I was cool in 97, 98.
You were.
Lines up perfectly.
Yes. I like it.
Let's talk about Bailey Gismert. This is, I think, a testament to your talent. So many people try and do teenage characters. I think it's impossible to nail. And then Bailey is just, and when I watch her, it almost gets under my skin. It's so accurate.
As you guys know, I'm currently quarantining by choice, not because I have corona or whatever. But yeah, mostly because my parents are being awkward. They're doing that push-up challenge. And my dad has a V now. So I'm staying in my room.
Did you just watch a ton of teenagers for a while before you attempted that character? Or did you just always know how to do Bailey?
I think I always knew how to do her because I think it's always lived inside me. I was always the type who would kind of hide behind her hair and make you feel weird for even existing. She would probably be like, "Hi, Conan, thanks for having me on your show," or whatever. I don't watch it. My dad says you're a genius, but sorry, I don't watch it. And then you just feel so bad about yourself. You're
yeah. No, it's funny. I don't think I'm overanalyzing it, but her discomfort weirdly about herself somehow makes anyone she's talking to uncomfortable.
Yes. And that's what I think teenagers do. They make you feel like you shouldn't exist at all.
Yeah. And then the other thing you do that I absolutely love as Bailey is you'll be talking and everything's fine, and then your mood shifts completely. And it's hilarious and also frightening because it's so accurate. You'll just go from happy to in the depths of the most soul-crushing despair.
I know, and it's soul-crushing despair that now after we've lived adult lives is so not a big deal, but to a young, I remember when Brad Pitt didn't get nominated for Legends of the Fall, to my mom, I was like, this is a problem. It was my whole week. And just that. I wish life was that still.
Right. Let's talk about Angel I love this character because I'm a fanatic for boxing movies. I've watched all of them, even the most cliche boxing movies. And Angel is every boxer's girlfriend.
So I hear you got some good news for us.
Well, Tommy's fighting tonight, so I've been better.
Well, I hope he wins.
Yeah, well, I hope he stays alive to see our kids grow up. So, how many more hits till it's enough?
Were you going to the fight at least?
No, I told him, if he fights again, I'm taking the kids to my sister's.
But where did this character come from? Because again, the specificity of your characters is, you got like such a laser focus.
It was really just, it was when that Jake Gyllenhaal, Rachel McAdams movie came out, Southpaw. And I heard a preview on the TV for it. And, she said something like, you think you're the fighter? I'm the fighter. And I was like, wait, I think Amy Adams said that 2 years ago in The Fighter.
Yes.
And then you just start going through all of them and it's the same scenes every time. And I just got excited. Like maybe other people notice this too. So I just kind of hit on that, like right at the right time. I felt lucky.
Have you, because when I worked on Saturday Night Live a long time ago, back when it was just a puppet show, but it was still, we would have this thing of we would have to go in and pitch ideas to Lorne, and the performers on the show would have to pitch characters. And it was hilarious because I was there when people pitched iconic characters that went on to become these huge staples of Saturday Night Live. I was there and witnessed it, but I was also there when those same performers pitched characters that went nowhere.
Yes.
Like John Lovitz, who of course was known for so many great characters. And I was there and he was convinced he had this character who would say, "You gotta get to know me," and then would take a drag on a cigarette and say, "That's right, get to know me." And we all thought, I don't know. And then he went to Lauren. He was like, "Lauren, get to know me." And Lauren was like, "No. Is there a character that you pitched recently that just went nowhere?
Yeah, like I had pitched and wrote a woman who was like a voiceover actress who voiced all the hot dogs in the 80s, and it's like poodles and corgis. And
right.
I really just thought, like, I was like, everyone's gonna get this. Like, don't we remember, like, there were always those like hot poodles, and it hasn't been on this season. So
it will be. It's gonna get in there. And it's gonna surprise everybody. It's gonna be your best character yet.
Yes.
You'll see. And if that doesn't work, Pitt Lovitz's old "Get to Know Me."
I will.
How are your parents with your fame? How are they? They must be very proud of you.
Yeah, they for sure are, which is the sweetest thing in the world. But my mom, so I mean, right when I got the job, and this was probably, I remember like 2 weeks into it, my mom and I were in a public restroom, and there were a lot of people in there, and I was like, "Mom, I'm gonna wait for you in the lobby." And she goes, "Okay, Heidi Gardner, my daughter." And I exited, and of course, this was 2 weeks into SNL. I mean, it takes probably 3 years for anyone to know who you are on SNL.
Right.
But for sure, no one knew who I was. So I go out and I sit in the lobby, and my mom comes out, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, will you sit with me for a second?" She was like, "Yeah, honey." And I go, "Hey, I saw what you did in the bathroom, and I'm just not very comfortable with that. I don't like that." And she goes, "Honey, I'm just bragging."
That's so funny. My mom, when I had the late night show, first couple of years into having the late night show, she used to really do this. She got a bunch of late night with Conan O'Brien keychains, and she kept them in her purse. And she would go through the line at the local supermarket in Brookline, Massachusetts, and then the person would be bagging her groceries, and she'd say, "Do you like television?" And the guy'd be like, "Yeah, sure. Do you ever watch late night television?" And she'd say, Yeah, I watch some late night. Do you ever see Conan O'Brien? And the guy'd be like, yeah, no, I see that show. Do you like Conan O'Brien? He's okay. Well, guess what? He's my son, and you can have a keychain.
Oh,
I could just picture all these people reluctantly taking a keychain, but it makes them so happy.
and that makes me happy to hear, because I think I'm always thinking like, oh my God, people must be so annoyed by my mom. But if I was that cashier, I would think that was the cutest thing in the world. I would take
I think
mom's
it's nice.
keychain. Yeah.
Right. Does your dad brag about you?
Yes. So my dad, he tries to do it a little more low key. He drives for Uber, and he likes to do like the early pickup. So like airport runs, but a lot of times he does Sunday morning, like picking people up from the bars or wherever they've been. And so he'll tell stories of like picking up a whole like girls from a bachelorette party, and like they'll, be out on an all-nighter and like trying to settle in. And my dad's like, so ladies, at 4:30 in the morning, did you guys watch SNL last night? We're like, no. Like,
we were at a rave. We were clubbing.
Yeah. Sometimes he's like, but some of them, but then I say, but have you ever watched? And then, and then they know who you are and they really like your work.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm glad that I think it's a very nice thing. I'm sure they're extraordinarily proud of you, and you are crazy talented. You're crazy talented, and I'm very happy for you. I really am. It's nice.
Thank you.
I get, I don't know what it is, but when I see young people that are inordinately talented doing good work, it just makes me happy. I just like restores my faith in the whole system,
Well, for years I had your quote, if you're kind and you work hard, amazing things will happen, right over my bed. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? What I should do is amend that quote and say, amazing things will happen, and then you'll get your shit stolen out of a theater. I'll just add that at the end. Well, listen, Heidi, so fun to talk to you. And I look forward to, when all this craziness is over, bumping into you in person,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'll arrange it in a creepy way. It's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll trust me. The word's out on me. Saturday Night Live. I love that I'm plugging Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live, gang. You should check this show out. It airs Saturdays at 11:30 on NBC. And Heidi, congratulations on everything. And thank you for talking to me.
Thank you for talking to us. Bye.
Yay. There's Tweaky.